Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Let's Get Technical series. I am Kavita Agrawal, the founder of EXP Invest, and today I'm here to answer all your stock queries. So, the stock request form, which I've started last month, has been a huge success. More than 150 people have been helped out, and today I intend to help another 36 people. The reason why I'm helping all the pending recommendations or all the pending stock requests today is because from next week onwards, I'm introducing a new format in which these live webinars will actually be on Zoom, and only my Trade with Kavita Telegram channel members will be getting the link. So if you want to connect with me on Zoom twice a week, just join my Telegram channel. So the Zoom link or the Zoom invite will be posted there. You need to fill a form in order to access the link to the webinar. And after my presentation, I will invite members from the audience to ask questions, and we will have live interaction, which will then be broadcasted over YouTube as well. So with that, I want to take you towards the stock queries which have been raised by you members. And if you have stock queries which have not been answered, or if you'd like to participate in this interactive session today, then just hop over to expinvest.in/stock request. And the link of that, obviously, I'm sharing in the comments right now. Just fill up the form and I will discuss your stock query. So, all right. So this is the chart, and let me just show you the stock request form really quickly. So this is the stock request form, as you can see on my screen. Pretty straightforward. You just have to enter your name, your number, your email, and the name of the stock in which you need help, your cost price. The reason I'm taking your email and your number, because the response which I will be giving to you will be sent to you over your WhatsApp by my team. Because obviously you're looking at a video, you might not remember key levels and might end up making bad decisions. Also, along with the response, my team will also send you a link to directly get in touch with me. Now, before I move forward, I just want to warn you guys that there are a lot of fake services running in my name. So please be sure that you verify any service that anybody comes to offer you and they have a display picture of me, because honestly, taking a screenshot is not that difficult, and copying someone's image is not difficult at all. So there is something called, I think it's called 8th Street Institution or something, and it's been defrauding a lot of people. I'm getting lots of messages from people who have been cheated by this certain group. So please be sure. I only have one business, that is called EXP Invest. And if you join my services, you will get onboarded properly, and just use my Telegram channel. So let me also show you my Telegram channel so that you don't end up joining fraud people. So this is my Telegram channel. As you can see, Trade with Kavita. It's called exactly Trade with Kavita. The thing is, if you search Trade with Kavita, you will also come across lots of copycat channels. Like, oh my God, like the name has really, the number of fraud channels has increased. Unfortunately, we have technology, but we have no way of safeguarding against these fraudsters. So please make sure that you're joining the correct channel. Just don't look for the DP, look for the spelling. It should be the exact. Look at the content and make a judgment of whether this is high quality or whether it's just profit screenshots or cryptocurrency talk, which is what the other channels usually do, or they talk about FNO. Just remember, I don't give any FNO services or any chat. I only add nifty comment at the end of every trading day. So with that, let's move forward with our discussion of the. So we've got our chart ready, and we will look at the first stock request. So we have Aditya Raj, who asked for ACI. So he's just mentioned the cost price of 678. Now in ACI, if I look at this, so I can see that this is not a very old stock, very limited price data, but it is in a broad uptrend with promising volumes. So I am not aware of the fundamentals of this stock, but assuming that the fundamentals are decent, at least that's what the price chart suggests, it looks like it's a good stock to hold on to for the long term. And if I were holding the stock, I would maintain a stop loss on the basis of the price pattern. So I think this is the immediate low. However, the price can come down to retest this important support line here. So right below this, if I were to call it a breakdown of this trend line, so this is where the trend line is. So somewhere here, so this peak looks like a very important support. So if this peak gets breached, so 537 is where I'd keep my stop loss, and I'd continue to hold on to this stock for the long term and book my profits around the level of 580, because this is 580, 90, because this is clearly very cyclical in nature. Right? Aditya. Suprajit Singh, you want to know about IDEA. So looking at the weekly time frame, IDEA has naturally gone through quite a bit of a rough time, but it seems like it is doing better and better. It seems to have started creating, or at least is trying to establish, higher highs and higher lows. So far, in my opinion, it has not done a very good job, because near the previous high, it seems to have run into massive resistance and declined. Over here, we do see a lot of volume pickup, but then this is just part of a consolidation. It has some breakout above this. The problem is that as it came up to the resistance, it also lost its momentum very evidently, but it has also started picking up. Now this kind of looks good. Lots of big transactions clearly happened here, and it again started picking up near the breakout zone. What I would say is that IDEA looks attractive from a long-term perspective, not short-term perspective. If you want to continue to hold, I would suggest you use a stop loss at 13.55 for the next 6 months. See, if this level of 13.55 gets breached, I would expect it to retest at least the level of 10.5 rupees, right? 10.5. And as long as it breaches above the resistance of 18.5, it can give a move up to the level of 33. But remember, this is a very high risk stock, and I would not recommend people with low risk appetite to opt for trading in a stock like IDEA, primarily because there are lots of better quality opportunities available in the market. So looks like Devane has made a bit of a wrong purchase, but let's see, we'll try to help him out. At the top, doing a FOMO purchase is never going to be in your interest, as we can see here, because you will just most likely get stuck in the position at the worst possible time. If you had asked me before taking this position, I would have strongly suggested you against it, because the loss of momentum was very evident on the daily time frame. I would have asked you to wait for at least the first support of 193 and maybe then get into the stock. But since you've already gotten into the stock and the stock has taken a bit of a bounce, my suggestion to you would be to exit it, because this same low that has been forged here has shown a shift to the negative range, which is not looking very promising to me. Plus, I have a personal reservation against stocks with very low liquidity, which this stock is an example of. So my suggestion to you would be exit while your loss in this position is still small. Because if you look at the historical price action, this is a very volatile stock and it has clearly lost its momentum. And from this point onwards, if it goes into correction, it can really decline pretty massively. You don't want to stay stuck for a 50-60% decline in the stock. So moving on to Avin's request on Beryl. So he wants to know future growth prospects. So I think Weddell is one of the stocks that I personally am not a big fan of. I like to stay away from the stock because I am not very comfortable with its corporate governance. And for me, even to swing trade in a stock, fundamentals and corporate governance is a very important consideration. Weddell doesn't meet my criteria there. That being said, speaking purely on a technical basis, here what I am noticing in the chart of Weddell is that Vedanta has given this massive rally lately since the support level of 200 was tested, and it has moved up a good 120% in just 5 to 6 months, which is primarily the reason why retail traders are getting attracted to the stock. Now, the problem with this rally is the volumes. The volume is not as strong as it needs to be to maintain a momentum of this sort, right? If you notice here, the volume only increased up to this point. Since then, even though the price has been increasing, the volume has not been present so much. It only increased here and here again, but the rest of the upside did not really experience a lot of volume participation. This makes me uncomfortable. And also there is this trend line resistance, here, which if you noticed last time also, from this trend line resistance, it took a massive decline. So I personally wouldn't want to hold Weddle in my portfolio at this stage, and I would recommend you to exit the stock. Moving on to Saurabh's request for analysis of Reliance. Now in the comments I can see Varun Bansal has posted a request for ABC Capital's analysis. So Varun, I would request you to please fill up the form, the stock request form, which is already been filled. So let me also just flash that comment on the screen so that you can act on it. And you can also see that link on top of my head. So kindly visit that link and fill that form. Now moving on, Saurabh Agarwal, I think, Reliance. Want to add more at low level? Should I do that or wait? See, Reliance is a very strong, but in order to add more Reliance, I would suggest wait for the election results. Once you have more clarity on that, then maybe you want to take a decision. I think Reliance has given a healthy little zigzag form of correction, taken support at the previous peak here and started to turn back up. And this tiny little decline that it is showing, and it's been moving with a good volume participation. This tiny little decline which is now coming is another good opportunity to add more to your existing position. So if I draw a quick Fibonacci on this entire wave so far, we can see we've already done a 50% correction almost on Reliance in this compared to this last leg of rally, and it's a good time to definitely add more to your position. Now talking about your stop loss, naturally the most recent low is going to be your stop loss. And as for the target, so I would expect this peak to get breached pretty soon because the underlying trend of Reliance is very strong. And I would set 30 to 65 as a target on Reliance. Now, Ved Patel is asking for analysis of bank. I am not very comfortable with two things here. Number one, this tiny little topping out formation that we've seen, bit of a negative divergence, but again, the support, immediate support has been tested. Fine, I'll give it that. But then this decline happened on super strong volumes. But then again, this rise has happened on small upside volume, but not this one, which tells me that this support zone of around 1400 can be retested. So I think with respect to HDFC Bank, with respect to banking in general, I think they're going through a bit of a rough patch. So I'm maintaining my distance except for a few very selective names. And I would wait to see a little bit more confirmation. And to be honest, with respect to HDFC Bank, I would be comfortable either purchasing it around the level of 1400, or if it gave a breakout above the level of 1700 with strong volumes. Not until then, because when a large cap stock like HDFC Bank goes into consolidation, it can take a while to come out of that consolidation. Let's move on to Dhruv's request for NSCI. All right, life insurance. Short-term analysis is what he's asking for with a cost price of 1,000. And I can see that the underlying trend, so let's just clean the chart up. I like LIC. I like LIC for short-term swing trading. It gives pretty nice momentum analysis and it forms pretty good patterns. So I like doing swing trading on this stock. But right now it is not something that I'm trading actively because finance sector is seeming a bit of a mixed bag. I think very clear opportunities are available in the auto sector, in the metal sector, even the IT sector, the chemical sector. But I'm not a big fan of the financial services in the banking sector right now. So here I can, however, see in ICICI that lots of volume participation on the uptrend. Even the downside, it started strong, but I would not expect 100% retracement here. So we've been seeing higher lows and higher highs. So if you see this one, this is a higher low and this is a higher high. So higher low, higher high formation. And if we also did a Fibonacci on the previous uptrend, we noticed previous uptrend was corrected to around 78.6%. So this time around, if again that itself gets repeated, considering that LIC is in a bit of a range bound consolidation with a bit of an upward tilt. I would personally prefer to create positions between 925 and 955. Now, since you already have a position and it seems like you bought it right near the resistance of 1,000 rupees, let's see, you are already then incurring a loss to the tunes of almost break even right now, but this is already 7.5% too far. So very short-term trade is not what I would recommend. 800 is what you should maintain as your stop loss, or maybe 5. And unfortunately here, I can't give a target bigger than 1,060 unless this trend line gets breached. This trend line is acting as a pretty strong resistance for LIC, and unless that is breached, we can't aim for a bigger target than that. So based on the risk reward ratio that I'm observing, this does not look like something very attractive to hold on to. I would suggest, if you are only trading this for a very short period of time, then you better exit the stock right away. Now for Abhimanyu, we want to look at Ujjivan Finance. 500 shares holding since October 23, but still is giving negative return. Want to know share book loss? Kindly guide. So up to 8 pay you have 58 pay you've purchased, and this is already 11%. And it seems like agar aapne latest bhi kharida, so you've been holding it for nearly 4-5 months more now. So in addition to incurring the absolute loss, you've also incurred a lot of opportunity costs. The market has offered pretty good opportunities since January. So yahan pe weekly pe there was a loss of momentum. Underlying trend is definitely very strong in Ujjivan, so I would expect the stock to continue to be bullish, but from a long-term perspective, not short-term perspective. And the underlying fundamentals and management quality and everything is pretty good in this stock. Nothing to worry about on that front. And here it also looks like this stock has taken very strong support at this trend line and gone back up. And here again, it's created a move today. So today there seems to have been some news. Let's see what this was. Loan disbursement rose 11%. From 60 billion rupees, according to press release. Deposits have climbed. Good news, but it looks like the stock has gapped down, but then buying has come. So I would suggest you to strongly continue to hold on to this stock. In fact, Ujjivan is also looking pretty attractive for fresh entry at this point. The volume pickup is good whenever the stock is trying to move a little bit positive. And whenever it's going down, I think the volume decline is suggesting that short hands are not selling, which is again a good sign. And from short term, I would suggest a target, or a medium term rather, few months. I would suggest a target of around 80 rupees on this, with a stop loss below this level, stop loss of around 43. Now I know it's a pretty big stop loss, but then the stock calls for it. It's a pretty strong trending stock. Let's look at Vinay Jain's request for the analysis of HCC. Let's reset this, and I can see that the volume participation, the volume analysis is pretty strong. Let's very strong up, and if you look at the weekly, we can see a very clear cut strong reversal has happened, and a massive breakout occurred in the stock here with very impressive volumes as well. And that actually calls us to change the trend line directions, because the previous trend line slope is now redundant in capturing the future movements of the stock. So this seems like the new slope which the stock is following. Now the thing is that within this parallel channel that you're seeing, the stock has a tendency of going up to the resistance trend line and coming down to the support. So basically, this is what I am seeing. So I would see, if you look at the overall realty sector, it has rallied quite a bit, and signs of momentum exhaustion have started to creep in. So it's not a good idea to be a late buyer in these stocks. And also, if you look at the RSI, it has started to lose its very strong bullish momentum, right? It's not looking as attractive as it used to. So I personally wouldn't want to participate in HCC at this stage. Yes, if it corrects over the next, say, 5-6 months and comes down somewhere below the level or close to the level of 30 rupees, sure, there I will be interested in, I'll be more interested in this stock. So like for instance, if you see, this was a very good support zone. And now if we draw a zone here, this is a very important support zone. So 30 to 25 or 22 is where, if it comes, I would be more interested in looking at the stock. So you're saying your purchase price is 36, so you're still at break even. If you want to continue to hold, I would suggest you definitely maintain a stop loss at 32.55. Personally, if I were in your place, I would not be holding the stock anymore. There is a slim chance that it might test again the level of 44, but then let's see. I'm not feeling a lot of conviction here because the volume did pick up, but then yeah, actually based on this volume, on the recent volume, it can go up as high as maybe 49-50 rupees. But again, if you see, the risk reward ratio is not very attractive for you particularly, because here your risk is around 12 and your reward is around at max 33% from the current market price. So it just meets the criteria of 3, and if you're okay taking a big risk like 12%, then that's fine. I'm personally not. So I prefer to participate in high volatility stocks when they're closer to supports and giving stronger turnaround indications. For Lalit, let's take a look at ONGC. It's moving same. So I can see there is a bit of a daily time frame negative divergence. And at the same time, I was studying the chart of crude oil the other day, and it looks like crude can go into a little bit of a move. And if crude oil prices increase, then companies like ONGC might suffer from a stock price perspective. So I am a little weary of ONGC right now. I am waiting for more concrete signals to surface in the energy sector before I start playing swings there. And volume wise, also momentum wise, it looks like it's in a range bound or with a bit of a negative bias, so not my top pick. So 265 is your cost price. So you are in a little bit of a positive position. Honestly, I would suggest you exit for the time being. You can set a target if you want at 2 and a stop loss at 262 and hold the position. That would be like unnecessary risk considering the broader picture is not looking that attractive. So my recommendation on this would be to exit. So GRSE for Aman Kumar. Let's see. So what do we have here? GRSE. I think I've seen GRSE before. Let's just see. So GRSE, I did the analysis few days ago. So I am going to give you the same recommendation that GRSE's underlying trend is really strong and it looks like it can continue. So you should continue to hold on to GRSE. Despite current resistances, the strong volume and momentum, there is strong volume and momentum growth. So the investment looks pretty strong. The support level lies at around 1300 to 1330. So basically this zone. And if it dips to as much as 1200, basically if this gap gets filled and you want to accumulate more in your position, that dip might come because there is this trendline resistance here. And you, however, don't want to maintain more than 5% of your portfolio allocation. Make sure you're using a stop loss at the level of 1012 rupees for the stock. And it looks very attractive for long term given the momentum and the volume analysis. Now let's move to Aegis Chemical. And I can see the stock is giving very strong momentum and very strong adherence to the trend channel that it is moving within. And it has a lot of scope to still go up to chemical sector. I'm telling you again and again, the chemical sector is where the next bull run is going to come. So the immediate target would be around 1000 rupees for Aegis Chem, given the momentum and the way the volume is unfolding. Your cost price is 598, so you're already doing pretty well on this position. You should be trailing it with a stop loss of 567 and a target of around 1000 rupees. Next, let's move on to the analysis of Bharat Forge. So I think Bharat Forge is also a strong stock. It definitely is. You talk fundamentally, you ask me technically, from both perspectives, it's a pretty strong stock. And what I can see is that the uptrend is also unfolding against pretty strong volumes, which is another plus sign. Let's just wait. Like I was saying, that here I can see a strong underlying bull trend unfolding with very strong volumes. And at least the short-term target, see, long-term, this is very attractive. You should just buy it and continue to hold on to it. So for the immediate target would be around 1900 on the stock. On a longer time horizon, maybe 1 year holding, since it has given a breakout above key resistance trend lines, I can expect the stock to go up to 3400 as well. Plus it is operating in a very attractive sector right now. Stop loss short term is around 1460 rupees. Long term stop loss is around 1045 rupees. So next stock that's up is Zeal Limited or Z Limited. I am personally not a big fan of the media stocks because they are very sure cyclical in nature, but then again there is a lot of unpredictability there. However, from a momentum perspective, if you look at Z right now, it is looking positive because there is a positive divergence on the daily time frame. And the volume, so the volume had been declining, or rather picking up significantly when the price was declining, which indicated that this decline can last longer. But since the momentum of the decline has been reducing or slowing down, the volume participation, or rather the volume itself, has been increasing when the price has been in a more positive stance. So this is a very early sign of a potential reversal. And on the 75-minute time frame also, it looks like we are sensing a positive range shift on Z. So this is very interesting. This is rare that we get to observe this, and it's also really beautiful. The next 1 year is going to be very interesting from an observation standpoint. So here the first target will naturally be the very previous peak of around 370, and the stop loss again is going to be the very previous low at the level 8. But if you can hold the stock for a horizon of maybe 1 to 2 years, then with a stop loss of 25%, it does give you exposure to potential upside of 150. So I would say Z looks attractive for long term, but again, you don't want to expose more than, I would say, not more than 2% of your total capital right now. As the performance improves, you can add more to the stock, but not right away. So yeah, so that was pretty good input from you, Sahil. Now we'll move on to Polycab. So Polycab is another very strong bullish stock, and I like this company. It did go through some pretty bad news when the income tax raid and all that happened, when tax evasion news came out. But I think the investigations didn't really yield anything, and I can see the stock has already recovered 76% from that massive downside. Now let's see. Now the thing is that looking at this minute time frame, I am not seeing a very consistent growth in the volume. Actually, no, there is consistent growth in the volume. So here I can see there was this bit of a decline happened with strong selling, but then the volume was increasing when the price was on the rise here, and the volume started increasing again after the bad news dissipated. But that being said, Polycab is a kind of stock that I would rather buy on dip, because even though from a long-term perspective it gives wonderful rallies, it also tends to give corrections. So I wouldn't buy it when the RSI is looking so extremely in the overbought zone. I would wait for the RSI to come back down to around the level of, let's see, I would wait for the momentum to cool down and for the RSI to come and retest the level of 30 on. So this was a 25 period RSI, by the way. retest the level of, or at least come into the 35-30 zones before I create a position. Because if you just buy a stock when it is extremely overbought, even if the underlying trend is very strong, you're going to incur a huge opportunity cost for a period of 3 to 6 months when it goes into a bit of a lull period of correction, which is not something that I want. I want to get the maximum return on my capital when it is invested on the market, in the market. So that's just my personal opinion and how I like to work. So with that, we come to the end of today's session. If you found it useful, please don't leave without giving a thumbs up to the video. And a better edited Meteor version with higher resolution is going to be uploaded. If you want notification of that video upload, do join my Telegram channel. In the Telegram channel itself, I also post analyst comments every day, and you can get access to my services. And if you want to connect with me one-on-one, or if you want to get like a full portfolio review done by me, we can connect on a call and we can do that one-on-one. I'll be able to understand your risk profile better and help you out in a more tailored manner. So I will see you in my Telegram channel, and don't forget that from this Friday onwards itself, we are going to start doing these sessions on Zoom, so I can interact with members in my Telegram channel more personally than through this impersonal method. So with that, I take your leave. Thank you for being a great audience. Namaste.